So this is my video response to this week's question: 7 strangers or 1 lover? So Douglas proposed the moral dilemma, the classic one, also known as the trolley problem, in which the train is heading towards the 7 strangers, and you could either save the 7 strangers by pulling the lever and killing your lover, or you could leave things the way they are and have the 7 strangers be killed while your 1 lover survives. It's an interesting question, but the problem with this question is you left out some pertinent information, such as who are these 7 strangers? Are they 7 innocent civilians? Are they 7 criminals? Or are they a mixed bag of criminals and innocent people? Because that will really determine how I will answer this question. Because as it is right now, I'm going to assume that the 7 strangers are all innocent civilians. Now, I talked about this with you a little bit, Douglas, but I'm under the moral philosophy of consequentialism, which essentially says the moral actions are the ones that render the best consequences for the most people. That's a condensed version of it. So, being me, trying to render the best consequences for the most people, I would have to save the 7 strangers. This is under the assumption that they're all innocent civilians. And I would be very devastated losing my lover. And that's also another piece of information that needs to be put into the question. What kind of relationship are we talking about here? Was it a month long? Was it like a 50-year marriage that's very profound? I mean, I know I'm trying to quantify a little bit what this love is all about, but I mean, it's kind of important to me. But leaving that aside, I'm sure if my lover did love me, I'm sure she would understand my reasoning for pulling the lever after I explained it to her. So yeah, I would, under the assumption that the 7 strangers are innocent civilians, I would have to pull the lever. Now, if they were 7 criminals, then I would have to leave things the way they are, for obvious reasons. I'm not going to save 7 criminals because I'm sure they've already ruined other people's lives. Now, the interesting part comes when it's a mixed bag between criminals and innocent civilians. Now, since 7 is an odd number, we're not going to have an even divide, but let's just say that there are 4 criminals and 3 innocent civilians. Now, that's really an interesting question, which I don't really have the answer to right now off the top of my head, because this question requires a lot of deep thought. But I'm going to leave this the way it is now. I'm going to be under the assumption that the 7 strangers are all innocent civilians, so I would have to pull the lever. I just want to remind everyone that we have a new heathen. She goes by the name of Brain Discovering on YouTube, also known as Sofia. Sexy Sofia. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that was creepy. But she's going to be doing tomorrow, so check out her video for tomorrow. And hopefully Eddie posts on Thursday. I don't know what happened to Eddie. Eddie's been dealing with a lot of shit lately. So to the rest of the group, try not giving him a hard time about not posting videos. But if you're watching this, Eddie, I hope you're doing all right. I hope everything's okay. So yeah, this video has run on for long enough. So that's my answer to this week's question, and I will see you all next Tuesday.